In 2004, a small Minnesota seed company called Alchemy Works started selling seeds for belladonna, mandrake, and henbane, plants that most nurseries refused to carry. 20 years later, they shipped to customers in over 40 countries. They never ran a single paid ad. What they understood from the beginning, and what most people entering the Gothic plant space still miss, is that this isn't a Halloween business. It's a year-round identity market, and it operates on a completely different logic than selling tomatoes at a farmer's market. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes entering this niche. They find black succulents, bat flowers, and dark-leafed coleus on Pinterest. They list them on Etsy sometime in August. Halloween comes, they move some inventory, and by November, the orders stop cold. They assume the niche is too small or too seasonal, and they quit. That's a predictable exit, and it's almost always the wrong diagnosis. Horror, dark romance, folk magic, and Victorian sensibility have active, spending communities that operate every month of the year. Your customer isn't shopping for a porch prop. They're building a life aesthetic. The plants on their windowsill, the dried bundles on their shelves, the candles on their desk. They spend accordingly, and they come back. Frame your business around the identity rather than just the look, and the seasonal ceiling disappears entirely. The sellers are making a consistent income here have built their inventory around 3 categories: rare and hard-to-source dark plants, plants with historical or cultural significance, and botanical products that carry the aesthetic without requiring anything alive. Each one serves a different buyer at a different stage of commitment. A new buyer starts with a single black succulent. A more committed one wants the mandrake with the history attached. The long-term customer wants the dried botanical subscription. Serve all 3, and your revenue doesn't collapse when any one stream slows down. Start with the plants themselves. The most reliable sellers in this niche aren't just dark-leaved, they're genuinely difficult to find anywhere else. Aeonium arboreum Zwartkop, a jet-black rosette succulent, sells for $15 to $35 per plant on Etsy, with almost no competition from garden centers or box stores. Taka chantrieri, the black bat flower, commands $25 to $60 because it's both rare in commerce and dramatic enough to stop anyone mid-scroll. Near-black hellebore cultivars sell out every spring from specialty nurseries before they can restock. Shops like the Rare Plant Fairy on Etsy have built a documented 6-figure annual revenue by stocking exactly what plant lovers see on social media but can't find locally. Their reviews say the same thing. I searched everywhere and couldn't find this. The sourcing advantage is the business. Category 2 is historically significant plants, and this is where the deepest buyer loyalty actually lives. Customers who identify with Gothic, witchcraft, or folk tradition aesthetics don't only want dark-looking plants, they want plants with stories. Mandrake, mugwort, wormwood, black henbane, and angelica root carry centuries of documented use in European folk tradition. Alchemy Works built its entire catalog around this principle: historical context, folklore, and detailed growing guidance alongside every seed packet. The storytelling is the product. The plant validates the experience. Buyers who find a seller willing to go that deep return repeatedly, recommend the shop to their communities, and don't shop on price. Now here's the part that surprises most people who think they've already figured this niche out. The National Retail Federation consistently tracks American Halloween spending in the double-digit billions annually. That's the number most Gothic plant sellers are quietly chasing. But the buyers spending real money in this space year-round are not Halloween shoppers. They're home decorators, folk practitioners, dark fiction readers, and serious botanical collectors. That buyer has no single industry report tracking them because they don't think of themselves as a market. No coordinated ad campaigns target them. No brand has claimed them, which means there's almost no organized competition for their attention or their dollars. Botanical products, the third category. This is where the closest thing to passive income actually lives. Dried botanicals, pressed flower art, smudge bundles, herbal sachets, and botanical candles infused with dark herbs can all come from plants you're already growing. A bundle of dried black hollyhock flowers costs roughly 30 cents to produce and retails for $18 to $14. No shipping mortality, no temperature-sensitive packaging, no seasonal spike. Dried product ships in a padded envelope year-round to any climate. Build a shop that carries both living plants and dried botanicals, and you've created two income streams from the same growing space without meaningfully increasing your overhead. One honest thing to acknowledge: this takes longer than most people expect. The sellers running consistent operations in this niche spent 6 to 12 months finding reliable sources, building a visual identity, and accumulating their first reviews before anything felt stable. You're building a position, not launching a pop-up shop. The customers you earn in month 3 are still buying in year 3. That distinction matters more than most people want to hear up front. What holds all of this together is a focused Etsy shop backed by short-form video on TikTok or Instagram Reels. Not care guides, not repotting tutorials. Dark interiors, candle-lit flat lays, collections arranged against aged wood or weathered stone, the aesthetic on its own terms without explanation or apology. Several Gothic plant sellers have crossed 1,000 Etsy sales with fewer than 5,000 social followers, because well-targeted content converts at rates that mass-market plant accounts simply can't match. You're not trying to reach everyone who likes plants. You're reaching the specific person who already knows they want exactly what you're selling, and that person converts at a completely different rate. Specialty plant markets have fractured into micro-niches over the last decade. Aroids, carnivorous plants, rare tropicals, native seeds, and every one of them has shown that a small, deeply committed audience outperforms a large, indifferent one. The Gothic plant niche is still early in that cycle. Most of the competition right now is seasonal, generalist, and easy to outposition if you commit to a specific corner and stay there. The window for becoming a recognized name in this space is genuinely open. These windows close. The aroids market looked exactly this way in 2017. Commit here and you're not competing with a garden center. You're in a category they can't enter and won't try to because the margins look too thin and the audience looks too small to them. That's exactly the kind of opportunity worth paying attention to. If you want to understand how to source rare plants at wholesale pricing so you're not overpaying on the retail market, that breakdown is already queued up next. The plants are the medium. The identity is the product.